Hey, let me know if we are on here. This has been kind of crazy with the internet. I choose to have good internet. Who's with me here this morning? It's, I don't know, I think it's afternoon now, actually. My name is, okay, good, somebody's here. My name is DrSharnael, Wolverton-Sehon. And today I'd like to talk to you about the thought. It's the thought that counts. Whether that's telepathy or the unseen or distance healing, remote healing. Let's talk about these things because they are true and they are powerful, and you are powerful. God in you is so powerful, and you can do amazing, great, and mighty things. So let's talk about some of this. We're going to go into the science of it. We're going to go into the scripture of it, and I'm going to give you some examples too, because I really choose for you guys to get this within you. We've heard the saying, it's the thought that counts, right? It's the thought that counts, and that is true because your thoughts are very, very powerful. We've gone over lots of videos now talking about the power of the thoughts and how thoughts matter as in particles, as in frequency, as in quantum physics. And so God has given us these amazing brains to not only work our entire body, but to work our biofield and everything outside, and to create and to do things as his hands and feet. Hey, Elizabeth, and hey, David. So when we can actually have brain-to-brain interface communication without even using our words. Yes, you could do that. You've been doing that. And the word telepathy, it comes from tele, which means distance, and then pathy, which means feeling. So telepathy, although it may be oogie boogie, I'm telling you, don't you love my mom van classes? Yeah, I have to hide out and do these classes. Telepathy basically means distant feelings or distant thoughts that are felt. And I think that's pretty cool. How many times in your life, I know this has happened to you, where you actually thought about someone or thought about calling someone or drove by their house, and then all of a sudden they called you or they came by? Or how many times have you thought about someone or even went to go text someone, Christine or Janelle, and then they're texting you in their hand, like right when you're holding the phone, you're getting a text the same time you were thinking about that text. There's something really to this. And for those of you who saw the new Star Wars, The Last Jedi, you guys saw in action Rey and Kylo Ren, and their brain interaction with each other. They were just thinking and be able to communicate and seeing each other. They were actually even able to see each other, but it started out slow. They were just thinking or had awareness or thoughts. I know in conscious language, one of the things Robert Tennyson taught me is to never say, if you're thinking about someone, to not say that you miss them, because consciously that means you aren't connected. And really it's the opposite of what's true. You are connected. So he's always taught us to say, hey, I'm aware of you. And so when I text my husband when he's away, or my family when they're away, I always say, hey, I'm very aware of you right now. Or when he speaks of his wife who's gone to be with Jesus, he'll say, hey, vote my victory. I'm very aware of my wife right now. And so just that connection. Okay, so we want to speak consciously. But they have this connection, whether they're related, who knows? We still choose to know if Kylo and Rey are actually related. But we have the power within us. And I'm going to talk to you too. Here's some science behind this. Okay, they've done these couple experiments now, and there's tons of experiments out there, but I'm just going to name a couple. They've done couple experiments where when couples are getting so used to living with each other and being around each other that their nervous system actually starts to get in sync, that their brain interface pulsates at the same rate, and it just synchronizes, which gives us the ability to really understand what someone's thinking or feeling at the time. And they actually, and this can be done not just with couples, but with family members, children, parents, really, really good friends of the family. Have any of you guys, I'm just curious, have any of you out there ever experienced a level of connection with somebody just by a show of hands or a wave or a love? If you can let me know if you've ever had these things that have happened. I'm just curious to see. Yes, I am aware of you. Nobody? Okay, one person, a couple people. Okay, yeah, now we're getting some likes here. Okay, so they took one couple, and they took 20 couples actually, and they separated them into different rooms, and even in different different places, different locations, and they were connected to these brain scans, and one set of the couple had a screen in front of them, and it would intermittently show the face of their spouse or their partner, and the minute that their faces would come up, their body would respond in a certain way, and their spouse or partner, who is buildings away in a different location in a soundproof building, also had some sort of response in their body, as if they were known, as if they were thought of, as if someone was aware of them. And when the image was gone and taken away, their spike response even went higher and spiked even more, as if the body was saying, "Where'd she go?" And the same response with the couple, as if, "Oh, I'm gone." And so there was just this connection between them, where they were able to actually scientifically prove that people could connect on a level of just thinking. The thought really matters. The thought counts. It's the thought that counts. You know, and I said to you that I had a dream over a month now ago where I woke up feeling, hearing thoughts matter. And I knew it wasn't matter like, oh, your thoughts matter, but it's like particles, like create. And so there have been other experiments too, where Clive Baxter, I encourage you to look up some of his work and research. He's a really main pioneer in the lie detector, and I've got lots of videos on this too. But he would set up plants and connect them to the lie detectors, and he would watch to see how they would respond, because all of them had feelings and were, you know, upset if you yelled at them, or actually upset if you yelled at the plant next to them. And Clive lived 40 miles away from his business. Hey, Tammy, hadn't seen you in a while. And Clive would drive 40 miles away, and right before he get in his car to drive, he would look at his watch, and he would, in his mind and in his thoughts, say, "Hey, plants, I'm on my way. I'll be seeing you in a little bit." And they were all connected to these lie detector tests. And at that moment, when he would think those things or say those things out loud, the plants would all respond in a very positive, beautiful way. Now, he would get there, and he could look on the machinery and on the paper that was written, and it would show that they were responding in a positive way. Now, lie detectors aren't just specific to to test if you're truly lying, but it does have a response if you're under stress, or if you're really happy, or if you're really relaxed. And these all tested that he was really, really happy. Now, another interesting point is Clive actually got into a car accident one day. And when he got into this car accident, all the plants sensed it, and at the same time spiked stress and fear at the exact time of the accident. His plants, okay? So, and we've all heard this about our own children, just knowing that something's going wrong, or something's going up with the parents or the family member, or just waking up from a dream and feeling that you know something's going on, whether it's good or bad. That connection is undeniable. And the reason why I bring up the plant situation is because plants, their DNA, their resin, their blood is what's actually in essential oils. And so if you're using specifically Young Living essential oils, you know, that is alive. That is an alive blood, intelligent blood that's aware and understands what's going on and has intelligence, and it has memory. And there's, like, again, I have lots of videos on this. Go to my YouTube, go back and watch different ones on that, because I'm telling you, you should check it out. Now, what essential oils do I use for some of that, since we're talking about it? I love to use Clarity, just because you're talking about brain and dendrites and brain function. Clarity is a really good one, just to support that. Harmony, because again, we are one. And if you truly want to remember that God I Am is in you fully, and that we have the power to do all the things that God I Am can do, in John 14:12, it says greater things than these we could do. But part of that is staying and remembering that we are not separate. Separation is an illusion. And so if we can remain one in harmony and remember that all the things that God does, we get to do. Brain power is another one, of course. Anything having to do with the brain is really, really powerful. I love this one. Do any of you guys have brain power? I choose to know if you have that one. And there's one of my very favorites, which you guys probably have. And cedarwood is great for the brain and great for those connections. Of course, in scripture, we know that Solomon built all his temple and brought in cedar trees on purpose, so his entire city and domain would be sharp, because it's really great to sharp the senses and to bring grounding and to remember I am God I Am, and to have the intelligence. You know, Solomon was the wisest guy literally in the whole planet. So and he got that from an impartation from a dream from God. So we can even get impartation and activation in dreams. So as far as going back to the experiments, number one, we talk about the couples. Number two, we talked about Clive Baxter and the plants, and even being able to communicate on a distance thought with plants. Hello. Let's talk about the energy location centers that are strategically placed all over the world that actually connect and or measure the frequency on the earth and on the planet at the same time. Let's talk about a conscious thought. Let's talk about a collective consciousness. So I've talked about this in a few videos before, where they have measured that the frequency on the earth has spiked during different times, Heidi and Mary. They go up during times of great stress and or happiness or joy on the planet. And like the O.J. Simpson was one of the first major trials that was actually on TV, where everyone could participate and be a part of it. And so there was more of a collective conscious thought towards those things. And so when his verdict was put out, the frequency raised on the planet that day. And it was one of the highest in a long, long time, actually, because I do believe because of there was so much focus and attention on that situation and on that whole court thing, because it was the first televised everything back when media is really starting to get powerful. Now think about media now. I mean, that we have to be really, really careful of what channels we're watching and what we're connecting to, because again, thoughts, even lies, can be shot out through the internet or through Facebook or social media or television, and all of those thoughts, people are collectively sitting in front of someone's vision, whose vision, whether it's truth or a lie, and then there's a collective thought there. Some other times that the measurement of the frequency on the earth was highest was when Princess Diana got married, which we know was very much on the media scale, her funeral, 9/11, those type of things. So we know scientifically it's been proven that our thoughts matter, and that it's the thought that counts. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Jessica. So let's remember God I Am in us. Let's remember, one more I'll say is there's a young boy named Adam in Canada, and there's many, many people who do this. Remote healings, where he it started because he had a guy from NASA who was dealing with stage 4 cancer and in the past, and Adam would call him, and he would focus his energy towards healing and touching this guy in the places that needed healing. And over, I believe it was 8 to 16 weeks, this guy was completely healed. And this is the level that we get to walk in, you guys. This guy's like 32 now, and he's worked with thousands and thousands and thousands of patients with remote healing, with thought, with healing through thought. So not just communication through thought, but healing through thought. There is no time and space in love, because this is all having to do with the intention of love and sending love and light. And so we have to remember, again, that God I am in us gets to do all these things. Let's look at some scriptures now, since we talked about the science. Psalms 101:720. He sent his word, Jesus sent his word and healed them from all destruction. And that word actually means speech, speaking, or matter. Huh? Yeah. Matter? We're talking about matter again. His word created matter, and the person was healed. Okay? And God I am is in us doing all these things too. We get to do this. We get to participate. We're not just spectators here. We're sent with a mission and a cause. You are sent with a mission and a cause. Let's look at 2 John 1:2. It says, for truth's sake, which dwells in us, shall be in us forever. Okay? For truth. Truth dwells in us and is in us forever. I am truth. Therefore, I can know things that God knows. I have the mind of Christ. I get to think like he does. I get to remember and remind what he is and who he is, because he is truth, and truth is in me, and truth is in you. And guess what? That word truth means truth matters. Truth matter. Yeah, that matter, again, particles. Let's look at Philippians 4:8, which, yeah, is anyone excited about this? Like, at least one person, because I'm excited about this. Whatever is truth, honest, pure, lovely, good report, think on these things and stay. Okay, think on these things and stay. So let's not talk about and think about negative reports about someone's health, okay? Let's see them already healed and talk about that and think about that. Let's imagine and use our imagination to switch the whole story here and to get a different story and a different response. Because in Genesis 11:16, it says, as one, behold, the people are one. We're not separate. God I am in us. We're in his image, and we are all doing the hands and feet things on this planet for a reason. We're sent for a purpose to do this stuff. It says, behold, the people are one and have one language, and now they begin to do this. And it says, nothing will restrain them which they have imagined to do. Nothing will restrain us in what we've imagined to do. Anything. Whether that's business, relationship, provision, healing, communication, telepathy, remote healing, all those things. When we remember that God's imagination, that this in here is powerful, and that we can set our mind to things ahead, already done, call those things that are not as though they are. When we remember those things that are, actually says call those things that are not as though they were, meaning past tense, already done. When we remember they're already done, and we connect with the feeling that it's already done, and now what am I doing? And think on those things, then that's when we really shift things, because it says nothing will restrain you from your imagination, and nothing will restrain us from our imagination as one. It says, behold, they are one. We are one people. So imagine a collective consciousness of healing on the planet, clean water, pure water, food for every nation that needs food, provision for everything. a government that's true and wonderful. Imagine media all getting on the same page. Imagine just all of you on this right now, and anyone that you tag and share this, if you only started thinking positive and posting positive things. Only. Like just a Gideon's army, we can like totally have a ripple effect and shift some things here. So it is the thought that counts. It is your thought that counts. It's my thought that counts. It's all of us and our thoughts that count. It's our thoughts that matter. It's our imaginations that matter. We can do greater things than these. We can not only communicate and have thoughts and connect with people on those levels to send messages, but we can do remote healing. And I encourage you right now, any one of you who have someone that requires balance or cleansing or healing in their body, for you to practice this, to practice positivity and energy in your thought, because matter is just focused energy. That's it. Matter is focused energy. And it says through these scriptures that I just read to you that truth matters, truth is in us. Life is matter, love is matter, thoughts are matter, all these things. God is energy in you. If you didn't watch the last 2 videos, go back and watch it, because the scriptures actually say that God is energy in you. And we wrestle not against flesh and blood. That word wrestle means we vibrate against something else. And so we stay. We remember who God is in us fully. That we don't have to strive for it. We don't have to push for it. We don't have to wait for it. It doesn't have to land on us. It's all about as quick as remembering. And when we remember and we reprogram and remind that we are fully everything that He is, and we get to do greater things than these, then we can think and send light and love just like those couples did to people that we know require an extra boost of energy or love or thought. Because over and over, when people were healed in the Bible, it was virtue that left. It was just love that was restored into those parts. It was God energy that was restored into those parts that caused those people to be whole. I myself have been prayed for many times, and love was restored. And that's when my body became full. Restoration, love, God, whatever you want to call it, in me to be fully balanced. So, again, we can remember, we can remind, we can send communication, we can send love and light. I encourage you, specifically, if you have someone that you are choosing to send love and light to vote victory for them and to pray for them, but not to state where they are now. But say things like, please vote victory for my brother-in-law right now. I see his cells fully whole, healed. I see full balance in his body now. Please agree with me for that. Please agree for love and light for my brother-in-law, for my father-in-law. You pick it. And in the natural, I'm asking you to do that for me right now, for my brother-in-law, my father-in-law specifically. But you fill in the blank of who that is. Can we all agree that we're going to post something that as if it were already done and not where the people are now? Because that is an illusion. That's not even what God is. God is a miracle God. And God and miracles are in you. And you have the power to do all this. I have the power to do this. So, remember, truth dwells in you. And we have the power. We have the power to do greater things. So, tag some people that need to hear this right now. Tag some people that may be going through some sort of transition or transformation of requiring full wholeness in their body. Send it to somebody who may have family members who are requiring victory in their family and their finances in this season of family. Let's tag and share and get people more involved in remembering this and practicing it. I encourage you to outcome map someone's healing, outcome map love, outcome map whatever it is that you choose, and to hang on to some of those anchors that we talked about too. So tag and share. If you're not my friend, apparently I'm on the max list of friends for this, but you can hit the button up top. You can go to my videos at YouTube and find all of them there. And I'm also in I Am My Divine Science group. if any of you have a specific healing, health, victory that you choose, that you personally require for you or your friend or your family, will you please post it in this thread right now? I choose to combine my energy with whatever you require for you personally or for your family. And I'm asking for each one of you who are on this to go back and read some of these good reports and start focusing our energy specifically on the people who are choosing good reports right now. And I think that we could see some love and light spread remotely all over this planet. And so let's do that today. I love all of you. Catch me on Instagram. Keep following me. I got lots of stuff, and I got some giveaways. So go check scroll down on some of the videos. I'm giving away oils every day here. So love you. Have a great day. Vote my victory. I'm voting your victory. I'm sending you love and light. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.